Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for a very special yoga class. So, it's actually going to be less like a full class and more like an exploration of a stretch that I created for my guest. Today's guest is Alana, and she has a little bit of issues with her patella, with her knee. So she can't put any pressure on her knee, on her one knee. Um, we're going to explore a really good stretch that's going to help to alleviate some of the tension that refers down into the kneecap. Because remember, a knee injury doesn't always have to be about the knee itself, it can be about the neighboring muscles. So today, we are going to go on a little journey. Hello, Alana. How are you?
Hi, Adriana. I'm excellent, thank you.
Good, good. So I hear that you're having a little bit of knee issues. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, so a couple of years ago, I injured my right kneecap and it's never felt the same.
And how did you
Um,
injure it?
Post pregnancy was carrying extra weight, just doing the normal stuff around the house. And as babies get heavier and heavier, I noticed as I was doing stairwells that I was having difficulty doing it. And then one day I was just kneeling on the floor playing trains with my son, and I heard a pop. And yeah, the kneecap has never quite been the same. And as a busy mom, never went to physio, never took care of myself. And so I've just kind of lived with it, which meant modifications across everything in life, including my yoga.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So, which knee is it? Your right or your
My
left?
right knee,
Your
yes.
right knee, correct. Okay. Now, when you would carry your babies, which hip did you tend to carry them on?
Probably on the left.
Okay. So, if you think about the shifting of the pelvis that you would create, so I'm going to mimic this a little bit. Okay. So, if I'm carrying my baby, and I'm mirroring you right now. So, if I'm carrying my baby and I'm carrying it on, actually, I'm not going to mirror you, on the right hip, or sorry, on the left hip, look what I'm always doing with my right hip. Look what I'm doing with my right knee, correct?
Yes.
So it really shifts your whole entire pelvis to one direction or the other. And then adding the compression of the weight of the baby. So even if it is 5 pounds, even if it is like 10 pounds, even if it's like whatever, the poundage is, but it creates a compression even further into the SI joint, the
Mhm.
QL, and then you have all of this strain that just moves down this leg, right? So then our right knee is starting to really feel it. So today we are going to focus on we're going to focus on creating length into the quad and taking that tension away from the knee. How does that sound?
That sounds excellent.
Awesome. So I'm going to get you to just stand back and into Dasan. Okay, and I'm just going to situate my camera. And while you're standing there, you can do some breathing because why not? Okay, here we go. So you're going to be standing right at the very front of your mat. Okay, make sure that your feet are together, your toes are together. And we're just going to simply step back with the right leg into a high lunge. Okay. Now, I'd like you to feel into the tension of the quad. And remember that it's not just about stretching and releasing, but it's also about strengthening. Strengthening is very, very important to protect the knee. Stretching will help to alleviate some of the tension and some of the pressure, but it's the strengthening that's going to help us to really get it healthy. Okay. How do you feel right here?
Feels okay.
All right. So making sure that your left knee is on top of your left heel. Okay. And you can, if you want to, go down a little bit deeper, but you sort of have to figure out how much it's affecting your right knee. So if I pull back through the right heel, I'm going to feel my right quad engage. Do you notice that?
Yes.
Okay. So you know how for strengthening purposes, a lot of times we would, for example, go all the way down and then come back up.
Yep.
So in your case, we're not going to do that. We're going to focus on pressing back through the right heel so that you can really feel the strengthening component through the right quad. Do you notice that? Do you feel that?
Yes.
Yeah. So stabilizing your left knee over top of your left heel and then pulling back through the right heel so that you're elongating that leg away from the right hip. Now we're just going to slightly bend it and then pull it back. And then slightly bend it and then pull it back. So notice that I'm not bringing myself down at all. My hips are not moving actually. I'm just pushing back through the heel and then I'm letting go of the heel. Pushing back through the heel and then letting go of the heel. Do you notice that?
Yes.
So you can really feel that elongation, the elongation part is really what is working your quad. Super awesome. So just do that a few times. Notice that your inner thigh is going to start engaging as well. Notice that your quad is engaging. And it doesn't feel very comfortable. And when it doesn't feel very comfortable, and it's a safe comfort zone, like you're not doing anything bad, there is no shooting pain, nothing like that. It's a muscular pain, like you can feel the muscular pain. That's a good thing. Okay. So now from here, all you're going to do is push back through that heel. And then we're simply going to move into a Virabhadrasana stance. So you're going to turn your right foot in. And when you turn the right foot in, you're going to feel an elongation again away from the quad, down through the outer knee, through the shin, and into the outer ankle. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So bring your left knee a little bit more over your left heel. And I need you to imagine that it's like someone's pulling at your left knee underneath. They're pulling at it. And at the same time, you're trying to open the right hip slightly out. And then against that pull, that someone's like pulling at your knee, you're going to press down through the outer right foot in towards the ground. Can you feel that elongation, the stretch?
Yes.
But also, can you feel the strengthening aspect of it?
Yeah. I'm burning.
Okay, very good. So then from here, whenever you need to ease out of it, all you're going to do is just let go of that left knee.
Much better.
Now, when you have your hips square, drop that. So there's a tendency to pivot kind of with hips this way. We're going to drop that right hip down. Now, when you drop the right hip down, is there any pinching or anything that's happening within the knee, within the
No.
patella? Okay,
No.
very good. So again, you're going to press with your outer right foot into the ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, now we're going to change it up a little bit. There's someone pulling at your right ankle as you start to bend your left knee and bring the left knee back over the left heel. So again, you're experiencing that huge elongation. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, does that feel good?
Yes.
Can you feel things working and like really strengthening, but also there is that release that happens from the inner thigh down into the front of the quad, the knee, and then out through the outskirt of your right foot.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so from here, again, we're going to push back. And then you can, in your own way, just so you get out of it nice and safe, just bring the leg forward and shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. So for the purpose of balancing everything out, we're going to do it on the other side. But the main focus was the right leg. Now, one thing that needs to be addressed, and I think that is very important, is that whenever we are dealing with a limitation, a trauma that's happened to the body, anywhere within the body, we do have to treat um, that part of your body a little bit differently from the other side. Okay, so if the trauma's on the right, you're not going to spend as much time on the left side because there's no need to. We're doing purposeful stretching towards that right side, purposeful strengthening towards that right side. So we don't have to treat the left side exactly the same. Okay. And I think that's really important because so many times we try to move into that state of balance and we think balance is pushing, you know, the same amount through the right side or through the left side. And in case of an injury or something that you're trying to heal, that's not the case. Okay. All right. So big toes in together again, and we're going to step back through the left leg. Now, when you step back through the left leg, I need you to be really mindful about that right knee. So going back to me saying, okay, we're not going to treat it the same way that we do with the right leg, like when our right leg was back. So when you come down to that level of hip being aligned with your right knee, do you feel any tension? Do you feel any sharp pain? Do you feel anything that does not feel good within that right leg?
No, the knee is okay, nothing sharp, just
Okay,
muscle.
perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so you can go ahead and place both of your hands onto your right knee or place them onto your hips. Really, it's up to you. And then we're going to again like pump that heel back. So slight release through the left knee and then push with your left heel back. Slight release and then push with your left heel back. Slight release, push with your left heel back. Slight release and press with your left heel back. Now from here, you're going to place your hand, your right hand onto your right knee, and then go ahead and turn the left foot into that Virabhadrasana stance. Okay, let's just check our Virabhadrasana stance. So making sure that your inner arch is aligned with your right heel, and then just push away for a little moment. And I'd like you to ease up on the knee, and then as you bring the knee forward, have that knee veering off slightly to the right. So that way it's pointing towards your little pinky toe. Can you feel that?
Good.
Okay, good. So now from here, imagine that someone's pulling at your right knee. And then from here, you're going to kind of sit into the seat of your right hip, pull through the left leg back, and elongate through the outer thigh as you press down through the outer left foot into the ground. So again, you can feel that strengthening component, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now go ahead and bring your hands over to your hips. We're not going to worry too much about the alignment of the upper body. We're going to push away from the floor. So we're straightening that right leg. And again, be very mindful that you're not pivoting your left hip, but rather squaring the hips to the ground. And then from here, somebody's holding onto your left ankle. Okay. And we're going to press against that hold with our right knee back forward. Now, notice how much you're actually strengthening that knee right now. Does it feel very safe or does it feel like, oh no, I'm going to do something bad?
It feels safe. Yeah.
Okay. So make sure your left leg is nice and elongated. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I definitely feel it in my quads.
very good. Okay. So again, we're going to stretch and pull that leg away. And then in your own way, just kind of bring yourself forward and then shake it out. Shake through the legs. Good. And bring yourself forward. So, how did you feel doing the stretch?
Feel good.
Yeah. I know, so many times we give up on a certain body part just because we feel like we can't do anything with it and we have to baby it due to an injury. And actually, that is not so. Um, you mentioned that you didn't do any physio and you didn't do any corrective work. Um, I think that's a lot of moms go through that, and I can't even tell you how many people I see, in my treatments that how many moms I see that actually have issues with their hips due to holding the babies a certain way, right? So, anyways, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for bringing your question forth, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much, Alana.
Thanks, Adriana.
All right. So, if you found there we go. Okay. Now I feel like I can talk to you straight on. If you found this video helpful, then go ahead and get yourself signed up for my online courses at enlightenedyoga.ca. And thanks so much for spending some time with me. Until later. Mwah. Bye, guys.